Hey there, Rodney Walker here with Grant Central USA. I want to thank you guys for the wonderful comments that you have been leaving in the group. And I'm really excited. I get a chance to connect with a lot of people literally all over the world, helping them to learn about grant writing. I've been doing this since 2006. And one of the biggest things that really kind of excites me is seeing somebody who starts from ground zero, knowing nothing, and seeing them turn around and in a few months getting funded. It's the most remarkable thing. And so many of you have been leaving comments. I want to say thank you for those comments. I really appreciate it. And I also want to thank you guys for joining the groups. Many of you have kind of joined the group now, and there's a buzz of excitement with everybody as they've been getting this information and realizing some of the mistakes they've already been making, and some of them are stopping right now from making those mistakes. And so I'm excited to see you taking the information and really applying the information. Now, I want to share some information with you because I've talked to you in the first couple of videos that I sent over to you. I gave you some information about what it takes to be able to write grants in half the time. And, we want to do this because why waste time, especially in the grant process? I know so many people that have wanted to write grants and said, Rodney, I want to write a grant. And, they waited. They waited and waited and waited, and they keep wasting time. And I don't want that for you, my friend. I want to see you take the information that I'm sharing and get a quick touchdown, because you can do this thing. I've seen so many other people starting out do it at a very high level, even though they was just starting out, because they followed the recipe. And when you follow the recipe, you use the secret sauce that I'm sharing with you, some amazing things can happen. Just like I shared with you a little earlier. Remember, I was talking to you in the first couple of videos. I shared with you that if you're going to do your grant writing, you got to do it efficiently by working very effectively. And I want to share with you some tips in regards to how you can write your grants in half the time. And one of the things I shared with you was that you've got to understand the process. I said that you've also got to understand you got to have a project in mind that you want to do this for. And then I also said that you just got to take the leap. So many people never really get to this point because they never ever take the leap. They stay on the fence. And one of the things I'm really kind of hoping for you, my friend, is that you do not stay on the fence somewhere, but that you actually do what I'm doing, that you actually move forward. Now, I want to talk to you. I said that I had some things I wanted to share with you. And one of the things I wanted to share with you is I want to talk to you right now about how you can actually take what you know and turn that what you know into dough as in your grant efforts. And by that, let me tell you what I mean. I mean this. We talked about the fact that you got to have typically an 8-page proposal. And that's the typical size of most foundation proposals. But we also said that most funders don't want you to just send that proposal into them. Remember that? Because they see it as a waste of time when you just send a proposal to them that they haven't asked for. And we said that a proposal was that which you were proposing to do. It's simply that which you are proposing to do with your project, if the funder gives you that funding. And one of the things now that I share with you that's really powerful, it's the 2 pages. The 2 pages that can literally throw open the door to you possibly getting funded. We said that most funders don't want you to submit a full-blown proposal. I said that most of them want you first to submit a letter of inquiry. Now, I want to give you a couple of tips and suggestions that you can use right now that can help you to do a more effective job with putting together a letter of inquiry, also known as a letter of intent or test letter. Now, what is this test letter about? This letter that you're going to be sending to the funder about your project is basically going to be requesting directly what it is that you're asking for. And you want to hit that in the first few paragraphs, straight from the jump street. Let them know what you're asking about. Actually, letting them know how much you need financially and for what purpose. So literally going back to the who, what, when, where, why, and how. Trying to put that in that very first paragraph, okay? In addition to that, you want to use this to establish credibility in the eyes of your reader. So the funder that's reading it, what are some things that you can highlight that can let that funder know that your organization is a worthy organization, or that your project is a worthy project? Maybe you've been recently featured in the news. Make mention of that. Or maybe this is a program that's been modeled after the best practice program nationwide and you're part of that. Whatever you can do to heighten your credibility in the eyes of that funder, make mention of that. Now, another important thing is, are there any partnerships you've already had, people that they already respect? Put that in there as well. Let me give you another suggestion, that something that I do with mine. I tend not to place at the very bottom what I need financially. I like to put that at the very front end as well. And what we do put toward the latter part is the information about our organization. We don't start that off by saying, hey, we're this organization, we've been around this long. Don't do that. Some of the ones that I've seen online, some of those samples that people have, their letters of inquiry, they start off talking about the organization and all that. You don't want to do that, my friend. What you want to do is put that toward the very end. We're starting straight out the gate, telling that funder what we're seeking. And when you do that right, that funder will be more open and they will know exactly what it is why they're reading this letter. We don't want to waste their time. Remember, they're busy getting lots of other grant requests and all of that. We want to make sure that we honor their time by getting straight to business. If you'll do some of those things, my friend, you find that your letter of inquiry will be infinitely that much better than all the others that are coming in. We want to make sure that we do the opposite of what the majority of the people are doing, because the majority of the people haven't been trained. They haven't gotten the information. And so when you don't get the training and information, you make some easy to make mistakes, okay? So take those, implement those, and remember, this is only 2 pages. Think about it, my friend. A full-blown grant proposal for a foundation is typically about 8 pages long. You've done that when you were in college. You did that while you were in school. Only 8 pages. And this first letter is only 2 pages. It's 2 pages that can literally kick open the doors for you to possibly get funded. Can you write 2 pages? Let me tell you, if you can, it can be the difference between not getting funded and getting funded. And that letter, if you do that, follow the just suggestion I just shared with you and implement that, you can be on your way to getting funded. And then have the funder say, yeah, we want to see a full-blown proposal. And then that's only 8 pages long. And if you know what you're doing and you begin to take the advice that I'm sharing with you, you can find yourself in a position of getting funded. Let me tell you about a couple of people. One, real quickly, I want to tell you about Holly. Holly Abrams was a young lady that was in the Dallas area that I got a chance to work with. And it was great because her job sent her my way when she was first starting out. She knew zero about writing grants, and I do mean zero. Some of you may be out there saying, Rodney, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I can do this. Well, she knew zero, okay? She took the information, she applied the information, and before you know it, in less than 6 months, she was getting funded. In fact, she emailed me and let me know that she had won a grant for over $100,000. And eventually it ended up being $200,000. And I actually recorded the telephone call. It's somewhere on the internet. Maybe if you email me, I'll try to send it to you. But long story short, she got funded $200,000 using the same techniques of what I'm just sharing with you right now, using that letter of inquiry. So I want you to do that. There are some other people, countless other people that have done this, done very similar as well. I'm reminded of another young lady who was just starting out, didn't know what she was doing at all in the whole grant arena. And before you know it, this young lady ended up taking the information, applying it, and got her first grant in less than 3 months for $25,000. So what I'm saying is that starting out, everybody has to start out at the same place. We all start out at ground zero. But if you take the leap that I talked about, you understand the process, and you also have a project, a worthy project that you can write about, then, my friend, you're halfway there. And this isn't rocket science. It's basic information. It's about you really taking the knowledge and the information that I'm sharing with you and applying it and seeing some great results by doing so.